Our lesson for today is chapter 4, Aesthetics, the study of art and beauty. So we have 5 lessons: the field of aesthetics, aesthetic terms and value, Western view of beauty. We skip sa the Eastern art because we're going to discuss that sa susunod na mga chapter. And then the last is the Filipino aesthetics worldview. So dito makikita ninyo na the question that was asked before, what makes a piece of art beautiful? Dito makikita natin sa example na depende sa taste natin. When we judge an art, when we judge something to our senses, it depends upon our own personal taste. Siguro, kung ako ang tatanungin, number 1 ang pen ang medyo favorable sa akin. So, ito mga caricature, nakakatuwa yan, pero siyempre when we're talking about beauty, in my own opinion, mas maganda yung nature. Okay, so when we're talking about aesthetics, we're talking also about the sensory and formal properties, no? The science of sensory perception. Pero depende sa time, sa specific place, sa history o kaya sa culture, no, that was created. We always analyze art according to the style that we know. To others, siguro sa culture nila, yun ang maganda, yun ang nakikita nila, pero as time goes by, nagbabago yan. So, when we're talking about aesthetics, we're also talking about the experience. Because it is something we perceive, it is something we respond to. It can be a peak experience, a response that creates representations to the things of representational qualities, and sometimes we devote that study, that experience as part of beauty or that theory. Kumbaga, pinanghawakan natin yung ganong estilo ng kagandahan na gusto natin. And ito nga, makikita natin sa field ng psychology, okay, physiology, because both of this is interrelated. Okay, so we need to have this careful analysis when we're talking about the qualities of beauty. Siguro nga dahil meron because of aesthetics, nagiging choosy tayo. Meron tayong mga competition, may beauty pageant, yan. And also, it also a thought, The aesthetic response is the thoughts and feelings initiated because of the character of these qualities and particular ways they are organized and experienced perceptually. So, ito yung nakikita natin as a whole. So, when we're talking about aesthetics, ito yung mga example. The sensory perception. Kagaya nitong art ni Rene Magritte, The False Mirror. Diba? Tama ba? Ito ba yung reflection ng nakikita natin? O ito ba yung tamang mata? Yan. So, it was introduced by Alexander Baumgarten during the 18th century or between 1714 1762, and the idea of aesthetics is about the science of sensory perception. So when we're talking about aesthetics, we're talking of its philosophy, its beauty, and its art. When you say philosophy, it talks about the theory of the ultimate reality of things. And when we're talking about beauty, we're also talking about why are beautiful things beautiful, and what makes something a work of art, and that is for the art. Okay, so we have this definition. No? When we're talking about art, art is a creation and appreciation of beautiful human-made objects, but the aesthetics, it is what? It is the artist's creativity, by the artistic spectator with artistic taste, anything with value that delights and distinguish from nature. So when you look at beauty, or when pag tumingin ka sa kagandahan, dalawa yan, no? Relative and absolute. According to your own perception, you call that relative, no? Kaya nga sinabi dito, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But when we're talking about absolute, beauty is in the thing itself. May mga upuan, no? You don't just judge it by what you see, but how important ano ang kanyang usefulness. So when we're talking about chair, it's part of being absolute, no? Kahit anong panahon, maganda ang upuan kasi siya ay inuupuan. Yeah, so we have this division of aesthetics. We have the theory of beauty, the theory of art, and the theory of criticizing what is beautiful. So let's have an example. Do you find this artwork of Botticelli, si Venus, as beautiful? Is this an art? Kaya nga sabi dito sa mga critics, is this a great art or is this art great? Kasi ito ay sa kanilang panahon, no? Ito yung estilo, ito yung style of art that they have. Now look at a detailed picture of Simonetta Vespucci, which was the model. Oh, maganda ba siya? Nakikita ninyo yung flowing hair niya. Actually, according to the readings, no, makikita ninyo na itong buhok niya, mano-mano yan na drawing yung kanyang hibla ng buhok. Yan. So, is she beautiful? And why? I think we can relate, no? Maganda siya kasi para hindi naman siya naiiba sa panahon natin ngayon. It so happened that golden lang yung kanyang hair. Kung sa panahon natin ngayon, hindi golden hair ang hinahanap eh. Diba? Medyo brown na konti kung sa atin. But during their time, no, yan yung beauty with that golden hair. Now let's go to lesson 2, the terms and value of aesthetics. So, meron ditong question. Among these 4 pictures, which among these gives you the ultimate sensation? When we're talking about ultimate sensation, we're talking about experiencing all the senses. Madalas, ang sagot dito is number 1. Wala nga lang siyang sound, no? But if you're a Chinese, when you're eating na maingay, they enjoy it. Although, gano'n naman talaga. You have that expression na pag masarap, no? You respond. The sight, the touch, the smell, and the taste, I think kasama din yan. I'm not sure about the touch, no? Kung ultimate sensation yung hinahawakan mo siya. Okay, so at least among these 4 pictures, you can put yourself, no, kung saan dyan ang pinaka ultimate sensation sa'yo. Number 2 is kiss. Number 3 is a vacation, a good place for vacation. And number 4 is a concert. But not everything is beautiful nga, sabi dito. Does it have to be visually pleasing? Kasi mayroong mga art na it was not intended, no, to be created for beauty only, but for social, moral, or thought-provoking reason. That's why there's this art ni Goya during the 1808, no, sa Mexico, na depicting about the picture of the civilians during that time na walang awang pinagpapatay sila. And because of this artwork, it created political outrage. No, yun din yung ginawang firing squad sa kanila. And resulting to the liberation of Mexico. So, meron siyang iba. No? Kagaya sa atin, siguro isa na nakapag-liberate sa atin is the book of Jose Rizal, the El Filibusterismo and No Limitangere, no? Sa pagbabasa. And some other artworks, just like the artwork of Juan Luna. Okay, meron siyang ibang kapahulugan o kahulugan dun sa kanyang art. Ayan. So, when we're talking about art, no, sometimes it is more often linked to emotion. No? We have this reaction. Kaya nga, tayo mga tao, emotionally, reactive. Yan. So, we have this physical reaction, no, after that emotion. And then, meron din tayo natawag na unconscious reaction. Yan. So, a good example, during the colonization of Britain during the Victorian era or the time of Queen Victoria, nung kinolonize nilang Africa, merong isang sculpture dun na they find it ugly. They cannot relate to that art. But later on, as few decades pass, na-appreciate na nila because nakita nila na yung sculpture na yun is meron ng malalim na kahulugan. Okay? And perhaps even to sexual desirability, no, yung artwork na yun, ang sabi dito. So, ganun din, no. The way we look at art is always linked to probably economy, politics, or the moral value. Kung hindi ka kung hindi ka sumusubaybay, lalo na sa social media now, hindi ka makarelate kung ano yung nangyayari doon sa isang specific issue. So, like for example, a good example is that this Lamborghini. Are you familiar with cars, no? Pinakamaganda, isa sa maganda yung Lamborghini. But do you appreciate that if you do not find that practical? But to others, ibang bansa, it's a status symbol. So, ganun din ang art, no? It has its own preference. And sometimes, there's a complex negotiation, no? Sa senses, emotion, and intellectual opinions. Okay? The will, the desire, the culture, the preference, the values, the subconscious behavior, the conscious decision, training, instinct, social institution, and other more factors. So, marami mga factors na yan. And we also have these categories of value. The logical, the ethical, and the aesthetics. So, dito makikita natin no, pag tumingin tayo sa isang art. Maganda ba siya? O pangit? Makatotohanan ba? Diba? So, we have this reaction. No? We have this immediate reaction. Now, when we categorize art, no, or its values, still using these 6 senses, including with that is the imagination. So, we can put it into reality, no, kung saan ito makikita. Like, for example, the nose. Sa ano ba yung mga object or mga art na masasabi natin ginagamit ang nose. Okay, we have the olfactory art, and one example is the perfume making. Yan. Sa Tang, we have the culinary art. Okay, so at least you have some idea here. And also, meron din tinatawag na contrast, no? May maganda, may pangit. And then dito sa senses natin, no? Sa sense data, we have color, shape, size, motion, sounds, odor, taste, touch, image. And you can determine what is beautiful and what is ugly, no? May contrast yung dalawa. When you say picturesque, it's beautiful. When you say ugly, it's blur. And so on. Okay? So, pag maganda yung boses mo nga dito sa sound, lovely. Pero pagka ugly, droll or garal-gal. something like that. Okay, so let's have some example, no? We have Pink Floyd. Sabi na dito itong kanyang video, no? Just click the link. Ay picturesque. Actually, ano siya, moving siya at the same time, para siyang hallucinating. A good example of arts, no, na mga kilalang artist, itong kay Kandinsky. Although medyo magulo tong kay Kandinsky, but it is balanced, no. Actually, you call that formalism and action art. Itong kay Mondrian, ito naman ay formalism. And we also have another style of formalism, or you call that suprematism. Ito naman yung tinatawag na blur, no. May puti na pinatong sa puti. Yan, the white on white by Malevich. Ito yung typical na beauty. Yan, picturesque. And karamihan dito yung mga tinatawag na romantic realist style of art, or romantic realism na landscape. Yan. And we Filipino, as Filipino, we are also fond of beauty, but parang it was introduced to us early, no, during the Spanish time, but later on we adapted that. Although talagang mahilig tayo sa kulay, no, kahit dun sa mga ninuno natin, and we are very fond of different beautiful colors. That's why tayo daw mga Filipino is always inclined na i-file up natin, no, filling up every inch of space na makulay. And ang tawag doon is horvaki. Baka isipin nyo ito ay horror, no? Actually, it's the fear of emptiness. Ayaw natin na may bakanting space. Yan, gusto natin laging siya, puno. Kung sa halo-halo ay makulay, yan. But it's the other side naman, no? It's the opposite of minimalism. Minimalism is only what? Simplicity. The principle of this is dated back even during the time of Aristotle, but sa west natin o sa eastern side, merong mga bansa, no, na nag-a-apply niyang minimalism. We have Japan, no? Later on we're going to study. So this is the fear of emptiness. Kahit sa isang kwarto, no, ayaw natin bakante sa isang part ng ating kwarto. Okay, marami siyang, ang tawag natin dito, puro siya figure, wala siyang background. Just like this one, puro figure, walang background. Okay, so ito yung mga typical na makita natin sa labas. Yan. Yan yung mga tatawag na punuan ng kulay. Pati sa parol, pati sa mga indigenous art natin. Okay, mahilig tayo sa makulay. And festivals, mahilig din tayo sa makulay, no? Yung banderita pa lang, alam na natin na mayroong tinatawag tayong, o meron tayong celebration. In every province, in every city, mayroong iba't ibang estilo ng ng kulay o celebration of colors. Yan. Even dito sa link na ito, yung Piliin Mo ang Pilipinas, no, ni Angeline Quinto, makikita natin na mahilig tayo sa makulay. Okay, let's continue. So, there's a distinction between this pretty and grotesque, no? When you say pretty, okay, beauty ang kanyang shape, beautiful shape, but when you say grotesque, ugly shape. Now, pagdating sa building, ito yung tinatawag na beautiful shapes or the dome type style of architecture. Pero when you're talking about the female body, yan. And there was a time na talagang ang mga art noon, nude nga, no? Even Juan Luna himself, meron siyang mga nude art, no? Because when we're talking about beauty, bro, sa tao, it always pertains to the women or sa kagandahan ng babae. Kaya nga, para mas prestigious yung beauty pageant ng kababaihan kaysa kalalakihan, no? And maraming iba't ibang prestigious event for that, no? Kasi it's part of looking what is beautiful sa female body. Ito naman yung example ng grotesque. Even Leonardo himself created this kind of art na grotesque or hindi balance yung mukha. Exaggerated naman ito nasa upper right. Yan. Now, during the early age of our civilization, mayroong mga artwork na you find it grotesque, but to them, that is beautiful. No? Later on, we're going to study about that. Now, cute, sabi dito, which is beautiful, is the opposite of piquant, which is ugly size. Now, meron ditong magkaibang pananaw pagdating sa beautiful. Pagdating sa beauty, sa West, sa kanila yung malalaki yung beautiful. Ang good example, yung the Statue of Zeus, the Statue of Liberty, yan ang magaganda. Even the tallest building in the world, they find that beautiful, like the Burj Khalifa of Dubai. We also have high towers in our place. Sa Pilipinas, we have the PBCom Tower. But in contrast, makikita natin sa East, no? Especially Japan, kung ano yung maliit, yun naman ang maganda. Yung mga miniature, we have the bonsai and some other things like origami. Even their poem ay mga short lines, no? Ilang syllables lang. Even their Zen Buddhism philosophy, practice, they have this Zen art. You call that minimalism or Zen minimalism. Ilang stroke lang, yun na ang art nila. That's why, when you do your artwork sa inyong activity later on, you can include the styles, no? Itong mga style na to ng art sa minimalism. Okay, even their national anthem. Try to click this link. Napakaikli ng kanilang national anthem. Yan lang. Itong English translation niya. Napakaikli. And during the World War II, Japan created also a national anthem for the Philippines. Kaya lang medyo mahaba, no? May ito rin yung link na yun if you want to listen to that song. Now, when we're talking about the contrast, no, we have graceful emotion. We have Michael Jackson, one of the iconic idol pagdating sa dance, no? Not just sa song, but even sa dance niya. Pagdating sa voice, we have Jose Marichan as flowing effect. We have Louis Armstrong, the one who sang It's a Wonderful World, and I think you're familiar with that. May link naman. Ang sa kanya naman is vibrating, no? Tremulo or vibrato, magaralgal. Pagdating naman sa touch, we have the Kama Sutra. And then, meron din dito na tawag na mga fantastic and ridiculous. I think pagdating sa mga anime, you can easily relate dito sa lower na mga pictures, no? Pero I think mas ridiculous itong mga pictures sa upper. Kasi kakaiba. But because this is the style of art during the time, like for example the artwork of Dali, so parang animates ang style niya, no? Yan yung mindset ng mga artist noon. Wala pa dun sa pagpasok ng realism kasi ito yung time ng subconscious, no? Looking inward from your subconscious self. So we have here another example by Rene Magritte, The Fine Realities. Ito yung mga artwork of Rene Magritte, no? Try to click the link na introduce sa atin na medyo lasting ng konti kasi the way we look in the world o kung paano tayo tumingin sa mundo is sometimes surrealist, no? Hindi ka panipaniwala. Masyado siyang fantastic, something like that. And when you say surrealism, it's still an imagination. Like for example, you're watching a movie, the Marvel movie, the DC movies, diba? Maganda siyang panuorin, but it's surrealism. No? Hindi siya kapanipaniwala. And sometimes you're putting that into reality. No? Minsan, medyo yung mga surrealist na nakikita natin, parang hindi na natin ma-distinguish what is reality. Okay, let's go sa Western view of beauty. According to this, meron isang fable ng 6 na blind man. They want to see, they want to touch, kasi blind nga pala, the elephant. And then they have a different approach, no? The different description of the elephant. Kasi nung hinawakan nila yung elephant, just as what you see sa picture, iba't ibang part ng katawan ng elephant. And they have different descriptions. Sabi niya, ang elephant pala ay kagaya ng isang malaking ahas. Ang elephant pala ay kagaya ng isang sulu or spear. Kagaya ng puno, kagaya ng pader, kagaya ng tali, kagaya ng malaking pamaypay. Nagtalo-talo yung mga bulag. Pero according to this, no, the moral is lahat naman din sila tama, pero isa lang ang na-describe nila. So when we look at art, is just like that, no? We sometimes judge it in our own perspective, but are we sure that is the only perspective? Yan lang ang tamang perspective. Kaya na minsan si Dali, pwede mo sabihin na great, pwede mo sabihin na hindi naman great yung artwork ni Dali, kagaya nung nakita natin kanina, because it can be non-aesthetics, no? It can possibly be because of the experience. Yan. So when we're talking about beauty, no, let's go back to aesthetics, to beauty. We're talking also about the common sense, no? Kasi meron naman talaga maganda talaga, no? But sabi nga, there is no inherent beauty or ugliness kasi nagbabago yan. Kung noong una yung kagandahan kay Mona Lisa ay nag-aahit ng kilay, yun ang kagandahan. Sa ngayon, ang kagandahan ay hindi na sa pag-aahit ng kilay. Di ba? Sa pagpapakulay na ng buhok. Yan. And sometimes, in a different timeline, no, they appreciate that style of art. Yan. Just like this one. Ano nakikita ninyo dito? Sino dito ang mas magandang tignan? If you're going to ask me, siguro yung pagiging isang Filipina. Kasi Pilipino ako. But to others, siguro ito. Diba? Either of the two. And you may not appreciate this one. Kasi, hindi mo na i-relate. Pero as you go deeper in knowing that person, or knowing their culture, you will find out na yung pala ang kagandahan sa kanila. Okay, we also have another set para sa lalaki. Yan. So, meron tinatawag na 14 degrees of aesthetic values. Yan, when you criticize an art, meron talagang beauty and ugly. And sa category ng beauty, merong ano to? 7. Yan, because we have 14. So dito sa 7, we have the highest beauty is sublime and the lowest beauty is terrible. Kasi delights and fears. Pagdating naman sa ugly, we have the scary and the worst among all ugly. Yun namang pathetic or purely glooms. Yan. So we have some examples here. Etong kay Larry Alcala, no? Filipino yan. Filipino artist, no? Tawag dito ay comic. It's comical, no? It delights and entertains. So when you say comical, nasa number 5 siya. Ito namang Mad Woman. Wala siya nakalagay dito kung ano siya. Possible nasa ugly siya as number 8 or number 10. Diba? Ito naman si Charlie Chaplin. Comical yan. Okay? Ito naman artwork ni Edward Munch is Scary Glooms and Fears. Yan. Scary Gloom and Fears is number 8. Yan. Etong Bizarre Gloom and Entertains. Ito naman ay number 10. Pero actually, ano yan? Pangit lang sa tignan. Pero kung nakakita ka ng baka na pulang-pula, nasa palengke, o-order ka niyan. Sigurado kasi sariwa. Okay? So, makikita ninyo guys, no, may iba't iba ditong description of what is art. And, dito nga yung sublime. Yung the ecstasy of Saint Therese. Ito yung pinaka-highest. I think you can easily relate to this. No? Masasabi, ay, sublime nga naman. Pero ito naman, no, the other side naman siya. Imagine mo, patay na. Pinicturan pa. Drawing pa. Okay, so we have some examples here for music. We have Beethoven, the Ode Joy, and usually narinig natin to during Christmas. Okay, sa mga simbahan, pag may mga grand song, mga pangmaramihan, choral, singing this song. Yan, tawag dyan is Grand Delights and Oaths. And another comical version of Mr. Bean. No? The link is here. Now, let's go sa lesson 4. Actually, lesson 4, pwede natin itignan lang ng kaunti because dito makikita natin yung start ng arts, no? And then, later on, makita natin yung estilo o yung concept ng art sa East. From the Chinese, from the Korean, from the Japanese, and the Filipino concept of art. So, yan ay makikita natin. No? And some examples, we also have calligraphy. And part of your art activity will also cover calligraphy. No? Calligraphy started sa East, sa mga Chinese. They have some minimal style of art. And then meron din siyang mga sayings. Yan ang calligraphy. But later on, it evolved, no, sa time natin ngayon. Yan yung mga tinatawag natin ng mga greeting cards. Yan. It is not just in China but also in other part of Asia. But later on, yung ang greeting cards, hallmark greeting cards, nagsimula man yan sa sa ibang bansa. Sa West, no, inintroduce sa atin, but actually the idea of calligraphy started from the East or sa China. We also have this style of architecture, style of art, no, wood block printing, theatrical performances, and faces, color of faces, color of the mask, no, yung mga mask kagaya nito sa Korea. We also have that here in the Philippines, the ati-atihan or the mascara. We have the sa Marinduque, yung during mahal na araw, meron tayong mga ganong festivals. Yan. Yung mga centurion, yung mga mukha ng mga centurion, anong tawag natin dyan? Yan yung mga mask na meron din tayo dito. And many more, marami pang ibang mask. And we're still adopting that kind of mass practices. Like for example, sa UP, yung Apo, the oblation run, may mask yung mga lalaki doon, Okay, we also have this paper arts, and then knot tying. Now let's go dun sa last lesson natin, the Filipino aesthetic worldview. So ano ba ang worldview natin? At least nakaroon na tayo ng idea before pagdating sa the Filipino idea of humanity sa pagkatao. Now what about the aesthetic, kagandahan? So when we're talking kagandahan, sabi nga dito, which among this picture do you consider an artwork that gives greater influence to Philippine art? Oh, this is yung eye opener. Yan. If we're talking about number 4, ito yung mga nagpapa facelift, nagpapa retoke ng mukha, di ba? In one time, even now, may nagpaparitoke ng mukha. Pero sa Korea, I think sila mga mga nag-pioneering diyan eh. Sa kanila talagang bahagi na 'yan ng nila, it's becoming a culture to them na magparitoke ng mukha. Okay? I think kung ako mag-iisip, baka siguro number 1. Mahilig tayo sa mga comical caricature. Wag naman dito sa number 5 or number 2. Do you consider yung mga recycled materials as influence, art that influence the Philippines? Okay, so when we're talking about aesthetics or kagandahan, sa atin ang kagandahan ay nasusukat hindi lamang sa panglabas, we look at it also inside. But to the West, dual yan. When we're talking in general, they have this idea of dualism. But for us Filipino, hindi tayo dualistic. We considered nature as part of the wholeness of art. Yan. Kasi sa West, iba ang worldview nila pagdating doon. There is this duality. So we share the same non-dualistic way pagtingin natin sa beauty. Now, according to Kovar and Chukano, meron tinatawag na labas and loob na kagandahan. Kaya pag sinabi mong maganda ka, hindi lang sa panglabas, kundi sa pangloob. And the culture that we have, or the system of symbols, yan yung expression natin, through language. Yan yung kulturang dinadala natin. So, kung sa panahon ngayon, we have this global community, we respond. Alam niyo nangyari kay Doc Ong, kaya siya nagkasakit, sinasabi niya. Dahil sa mga bashers, during the election, if I'm not mistaken, tumakbo siya as VP, maraming bashers sa kanya. Nag-accumulate yun hanggang sa time ngayon. And, yun naman, although wala naman connection pagdating dun sa sakit niya, but possibly, possible na talagang nakalink, may link yun kasi once you're stressed, nagmamanifest yan sa katawan. So, yung language, sometimes, malaking factor yon para dun sa when you say part yan ng kagandahan. Now, we have these dimensions, no, of Filipino worldview. We have 10, the natural, the biological, the communal, the social, the normative, the ethical, the moral, then comes the aesthetics, teleological, and ideological dimensions. So, ito yung mga dimensions ng pag sinabi natin na worldview. Now, when we're talking about kagandahan, we're also talking about the sum total. Yan yung as Filipino. Sabi nga dito is the sum total of katangian or traits. It involves the ayos, okay, the appearance and kanyang pag-uugali. Maganda nga ikaw, pero pangit naman ang ugali, pumapangit ka rin pagdating sa huli. It's because when you're talking about kagandahan, it's the totality. No, together with that, yung social behavior. Yan. Because ganda or beauty is equivalent to kabutihan din. Yan. So, panglabas ay maganda. It's the beautiful personhood and which is equivalent to kanais-nais and desirable. Now, if you're going to click this link, ito yung kay Petrang Caballo ni Vice Ganda. Sabi dito sa short clip, no, video clip, ay ang kagandahan ay pag-uugali. Yan. Try to click the link para maintindihan yung mga punchline dyan kay Vice Ganda. So, ito yung categories of ganda. Ang dami pala sa atin sa Filipino. Marami, no? It has 3 major categories: the dilag, the alindog, and the rikit. Pag sinabi mong dilag, we have gorgeousness. Pag sinabi mong alindog, we have the charm. Pag sinabi mong rikit, we have the loveliness. At nanganak pa yan siya ng nanganak. Yan. So, to us Filipino, we have this phenomenon of ganda. We have 5. We have the affective, the olfactory, the behavior and ethical phenomenon, the physical, and the capability. So, pag sinabi mo affective, it's more about of the emotion, no? The way you perceive it. Kaya nakakabighani, nakakaakit, it attracts attention, nakakatawag ng pansin. Yan. It evokes from the perceiver, no? Malakas yung dating, affective. And when you say olfactory, mabango. Kaya nga mga Filipinos laging naliligo or malinis palagi, no? Kasi that's part of our phenomenon of kagandahan. Oh, bakit pati dito yung amoy sariwa, amoy pinipig? Kasi naman, masarap din naman yung pinipig, no? Noon, if you happen to visit farm or field of rice, mabango yan, yung rice, no? Pag malapit na siyang mahinog. Kaya yan yung ginagawang pinipig. Yan. So they call that amoy pinipig or sariwa. We also have the behavior ethical phenomenon. Yan. Sa pag-uugali niya yan. Yan yung kanina pinag-usapan natin. Or the public appearance. Yung mga politiko, matatawag niyo ba yung maganda na mamaya biglang magbabago ang kanilang pag-uugali or kakampi naman sa kabila. Yan. Now, we also have the physical phenomenon or yung panglabas, the physical attributes. Pwedeng makinis ang balat, maamaw mukha, matipon ang katawan, matikas ang tindig. And the capability phenomenon. Sabi nga tinanong yung ng nanay yung anak. Anak, maganda ba yung yung girlfriend mo? Ay, nay, masipag siya magtrabaho. Ay, nay, magaling siya magluto. Mahusay siyang kumanta. O, di ba? Maganda pa rin 'yun. Kasi it's part of the Filipino phenomenon of ganda. Kaya lang, syempre, hindi niya direct sinagot na kung talagang physically na maganda because sa atin normally, ang first question natin is kung maganda ba siya physically. Yun lang kasi ang pagkakaintindi natin pag ang pinag-usapan ay kagandahan. So, here you can find or you can discover that ito yung description ng tawag natin kagandahan. If we're going to put that in our own phenomenon or of kagandahan, So, itong girl dito sa upper right, hindi na siya mali-left behind kasi ang kanyang kagandahan is marangya. Yan. Ano na nga ba yung marangya? Nasaan natin mailalagay yung tinatawag na rangya? Yan. Grandeur. Gorgeous display of ganda in appearance or speech or action. So, siya ay marangya. So, meron kanya-kanyang kagandahan. Kaya, sa mga Filipina naman, may isang awit noon ng title is Bituing Marikit. So, ang Bituing Marikit ay tinutukoy dyan ay ang babae, ang isang dalagang Filipina. Isa siyang marikit. Pag sinabi nating marikit, saan siya babagsak? Loveliness, the form of beauty that glows, nagniningning. Yan. Okay, so at least you have some idea when we're talking about aesthetics or kagandahan. Now, may mga artists, that's like Fernando Amorsolo na. Pag gumuhit siya ng mga art niya is talks about focuses on beauty things. No? Kasi siya naman yung isang artist na kahit after ng war, nagkagulo-gulo na lahat. Pero drawing pa rin siya ng maganda. Kasi gusto niya maipakita sa society yung magandang mukha ng Pilipinas. So, tingnan mo yung mga typical na kagandahan ng mga kababaihan noon. I think, yung mga lola at lolo natin, yan ang kagandahan noon. Kung tumitingin ka doon sa mga lumang mga pictures. Kaya sabi dito ni Jocano, all societies have aesthetic standard for appreciating things. No? Lahat ay may kanya-kanyang standards. These symbols and meanings are closely associated with the people's concept of ganda as this materializes in their way of experiencing the world or rationalizing the relationship with it. And ganda may be viewed not only as an emotional experience in the encounter of what is pleasurable, but also as particular cast of mind out in the world of object. Kung ano yung mindset mo, yun yung kagandahan. Kaya 'di ba, gumawa tayo ng example doon sa ang tawag natin ito, sa chapter 3 na yung bata, ang mindset niya, pinapalo siya palagi. Trauma sa kanya yon, no? Hindi maganda. Pero the same scenario, nadadapa siya palagi, instead na paluin siya o pabayaan lang na nanay, in-encourage pa siya, sige anak, takbo. Kasi tumatakbo siya, nadadapa siya. Eventually, nanalo siya sa Olympic. O, diba? Kasi yun ang naging struggle niya, yun ang naging yun ang naging basis niya. Hindi masakit yung madapa kasi meron siyang goal. Okay, so we have this individual activity. Ibibigay ko yung tamang tamang description of the activity because this activity is for face-to-face, no? But the submission is still the same. And you're going to choose only one. Okay, mamaya natin i-describe. Now, when we're talking about minimalism, ito na yung idea natin, no? Yung mga simple stroke lang ng art is minimalism. But when you put that together with your sayings, okay? Meron kayong mga phrases dyan. You call that calligraphy. Kapag gumamit ka ng magagandang cursive, ito yung example niya. And this is horror Vaki. Ito yung kanyang rubrics for discussion. Now, tignan natin sa inyong individual activity, no, dun sa mga magte-take home, same pa rin naman, you're going to use 1/8 illustration board. And then, you can use this painting materials, but not the quick dry enamel. Mabaho na yan, matagal pang matuyo. And you cannot create a beautiful art by using this quick dry enamel when you're using that. Okay. So, you're going to submit that over the Google Classroom. Dito is in one piece collage picture. Isang picture lang yan, i-collage nyo lang. And may example dyan mamaya na ipapakita ko. And then, part of that, of your submission is the title of your artwork. Okay? And then, you're going to introduce, you're going to write in 100 words the idea You're going to introduce your idea and concept kung bakit ganyan yung art mo, no? Yung ginawa mong art. And you're going to choose only one among these three. It's either Horovaki painting, minimalist painting, or calligraphy painting. So, natutunan natin yan sa previous chapters natin, no? Yung analysis. This time, you're going to create your own artwork and you're going to make your own analysis, but not representation, emotional suggestion, or intellectual meaning anymore. Instead, what is your idea or concept in your created work, created art? Okay, so yan yung yan yung example. Ito naman yung guide, no, sa chapter for activity, the title of your art, the brief description in 100 words. 2 paragraphs lang yan. And then paste your picture here, yung nagawa yung artwork. And then ito na yung sinasabi kong collage. Pwede nyo naman itong copy, nakalagay ito sa Word. You just paste your picture. Ito, meron tayong first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and the fourth quarter or the last part. Same lang din doon sa page 1, no? Yung last. And the final will be a selfie picture with your artwork. Okay, example ito. Pero this is not minimalism or Horovaki. It's more of romantic realism style. Okay? So, sana yung concept nakuha ninyo guys para hindi tayo nahirapan. Okay? So, that's the end of our lesson for chapter 4.